What you are about to hear was once classified top secret. Imagine waking up in a locked hospital room. Your head is pounding. You're confused, terrified. You can't remember the last 3 days. You reach for the nurse call button, but no one comes. Later, when you're released, you ask what happened, only to be told you were never here. This may sound like science fiction, but it isn't. This was real. This was MK Ultra, a secret CIA project so disturbing, so illegal that parts of it remain classified even today. To understand MK Ultra, we need to go back, way back, to the early 1950s. The Cold War had gripped the world in paranoia. The US feared that Soviet, Chinese, and North Korean forces had developed advanced psychological weapons, techniques for brainwashing, interrogation, and mind control. American soldiers returning from Korean POW camps sometimes behaved oddly, as if their minds had been wiped or altered. The CIA panicked. They believed the enemy had discovered the key to controlling human behavior, and the US had to catch up. Enter the CIA's Scientific Intelligence Division. In 1953, under Director Allen Dulles, the CIA officially launched MK Ultra, a highly classified program tasked with researching methods to control, manipulate, and even erase human consciousness. The man chosen to lead it? Dr. Sidney Gottlieb. Gottlieb was a chemist, brilliant, eccentric, and disturbingly ruthless. He had a vision of creating a truth drug, a substance that would shatter the human mind and leave it open to reprogramming. His favorite tool? LSD. LSD, or lysergic acid diethylamide, had only recently been discovered by Swiss scientist Albert Hofmann. But to Gottlieb and the CIA it seemed like a miracle compound. The agency began testing it on everyone. Over 80 institutions across the United States and Canada, including universities, prisons, mental hospitals, and even pharmaceutical companies, were secretly enlisted. Professors were given grants, doctors were paid off. No one was told the real goal. The CIA wanted to find out, could LSD make people tell secrets? Could it erase memories? Could it make someone kill or forget they had? Inmates at facilities like the Federal Narcotics Hospital in Lexington, Kentucky, were given massive doses in exchange for privileges, sometimes unknowingly. At one point, a single test subject was given LSD every day for 77 days straight. Others were subjected to sensory deprivation, electroshock therapy, hypnosis, and sleep deprivation. Many of these people had no idea they were part of a government experiment, but it gets darker. The CIA set up fake safe houses in New York and San Francisco. These were disguised as bachelor pads, complete with hidden microphones and one-way mirrors. Prostitutes, on the CIA payroll, were used to lure unsuspecting men. Inside, they were secretly drugged with LSD and observed by agents behind mirrored glass. This sub-project was called Operation Midnight Climax. The goal? To see how people behaved under the influence in real-world conditions, to find weaknesses, to learn how to exploit them. It wasn't just unethical, it was criminal. One of the program's own scientists, Dr. Frank Olson, became its most famous victim. Olson was a biochemist working for the US Army and the CIA. He had seen and helped develop biological weapons. In November 1953, during a retreat with CIA colleagues, he was secretly dosed with LSD. 9 days later, Olson plunged to his death from the 13th floor of the Statler Hotel in Manhattan. The CIA claimed it was suicide, that Olson had become depressed after being drugged. But decades later, a second autopsy revealed blunt force trauma to the head, before the fall. His family believes he was murdered. Why? Because Frank Olson had doubts. He had seen too much, not just drug tests, but deaths. Possibly even lethal experiments overseas. As MK Ultra continued through the 1960s, the use of LSD spread into the public. Ironically, the CIA, in trying to weaponize psychedelics, ended up introducing them to the counterculture. Writers like Ken Kesey and even Timothy Leary at Harvard conducted their own experiments, often using LSD from MKUltra's supply lines. While young Americans were turning on, tuning in and dropping out, the CIA was watching, learning, and collecting data. In 1973, following the Watergate scandal and fearing exposure, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered the destruction of all MKUltra documents. Tens of thousands of pages were shredded. But in 1977, a single misfiled box of documents was found, and it blew the lid off the whole operation. Senator Frank Church and Senator Ted Kennedy led public hearings on MKUltra. The details shocked the nation. Kennedy said, "The United States government conducted drug tests on unwitting citizens, prisoners, mental patients, members of the military. It is a stain on our democracy. Some victims testified, others couldn't because they had died or were permanently damaged. But despite the revelations, no one was ever punished." Dr. Gottlieb retired quietly. The victims received little or no compensation. Many of them never knew who was responsible. MKUltra was officially shut down, but was it truly over? Some researchers believe the program simply changed names, continued under different code words. Others believe the techniques pioneered by MKUltra, psychological warfare, disinformation, behavioral nudging, have evolved into the digital age. Today, mind control doesn't require LSD or secret agents. It requires data. Every click, every scroll, every search. You are being watched and nudged by algorithms trained to predict and influence your behavior. Political campaigns use psychographic profiling. Companies manipulate emotions for ad targeting. And governments? Well, surveillance is now digital, silent, and constant. Is it so far-fetched to think that MKUltra never truly died? MKUltra teaches us that governments, even democratic ones, are capable of terrifying violations in the name of security. It teaches us that secrecy breeds abuse, and that without accountability, the truth can be buried for decades. But it also teaches us something else, that human consciousness is powerful, mysterious, and vulnerable. The story of MKUltra isn't just about the past, it's a warning, because while the drugs may be gone, the desire to control minds is very much alive. If you found this video eye-opening, like, share, and subscribe. Comment below, do you think MKUltra really ended, or has mind control just evolved with technology? This is Fyzikra, uncovering the hidden truths in history and science.